Have you ever wondered why?
When?
How much?
What if?
Well, you're in luck, because you're listening to the Hypotheticast.
3 best buds.
On a mission.
To ask all the questions?
And get all the answers.
I was born with both guns blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one commandment and it goes, I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Hello. Welcome back to the Hypotheticast.
Step right up.
Oh, I'm going to guess your age. Okay.
Oh, that made me want a corn dog.
A corn dog. Okay. Here's the real question. What are you supposed to... I was thinking about this the other day, and I feel like there's a right answer, and I don't know what it is. What are you supposed to dip a corn dog in?
Nothing.
No, wait a minute. Nothing?
We're saying how do you corn that dog?
No, I'm saying it's been corned. Dog
No,
been
yeah,
corned.
he's talking about condiments.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? You're
but
talking
the
about condiments?
Yeah.
I thought you were bringing up the whole Pronto Pup versus corn dog
Once you corn
thing.
the dog, Pronto Pup's a different thing. Once the dog been corned, then you sploosh that dog, the corned dog, into a sauce of some kind. And
Your
I feel
mouth.
like there's supposed to be a proprietary one. Like you dip fish in tartar sauce. Like that's what you
There's
do.
not, because you
But-
don't need it.
Ketchup.
Did you
put
say,
ketchup.
wait, I'm going to back up. Emily, did you say the sauce is your mouth? That's the sauce you dip it in?
Yep, you said you sploosh it
Okay.
into something, and I
That-
said
okay.
your
Into
mouth.
your
That saucy mouth. That saucy
Dry.
mouth of yours.
There's nothing better than just a dry cornbread around a dry hot dog.
Okay,
Hot dog's not dry.
yeah.
Whenever I've had a corn dog, I have always put ketchup on my corn dog.
That
And
seems-
occasionally,
that seems fine.
if I'm feeling wild, maybe mustard.
This episode is rated PG-13.
I don't think I've ever had anything else. Have you,
Yeah.
David? What do you think? Wouldn't it just be ketchup? What else would
Ketchup
it be?
feels right, but
He
ketchup
just
also
wants there to be like a fun special sauce.
Yeah, I want
That's
a
what
corn
David
dog
wants.
sauce. I think we need a corn dog sauce. Like hot dogs have relish just for them. Like you don't use relish on anything else. It's just for hot dogs. What about for corn dogs?
You ask too much of them.
You think I'm supposed to just let them be what they are, which is dry?
David, you can't judge the mouthfeel of every corn dog. I have had juicy ass corn dogs that are delicious on their own.
I don't
Wow.
think juicy ass is a description you want to use for corn dog.
Well,
I think it
I
is,
did
and she did.
And I just want to say that I feel really emotional because all I want to do is go to like a county fair right
Hell
now.
yeah, absolutely.
You
You,
just wanna
said the word
join-
step right up, and I was like, oh, damn, I want to
You
dip a
wanna
corn
join
dog
our-
in
That's what happened, like-
something.
That's when we know the pandemic is over. When
I
Emily
know.
our governor, Tim Walz, and walking down the middle of the state fair with a
Yep.
corn
Arm
dog in hand,
arms, vaccinating
Smooching
each other the
every
whole way.
corn dog vendor.
using up all the extra
Yeah.
vaccines
They're
on
just
each other.
stabbing them into their chests and legs, like, wee,
No,
we're
that's
so
our sauce
immune.
that we dip the corn dog into the vaccine.
Into vaccine.
Maybe that'll be the big gimmick at the state fair this year. People will be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you can vaccinate your jelly donut
On a
like, with
stick.
jelly vaccine."
Vaccines on a stick, baby. That's what they'll do.
Vaccine on
That's what they'll do.
Oh,
Tim Walz has
no.
considered it. I guarantee it. He is the state fair. Like if you bleed Tim Walz, the state fair, a map of the state fair is drawn in his blood. Like that's how much he
in
loves
buffalo
it.
plaid, yeah.
Welcome to the Hypotheticast.
I'm Mike.
I'm David.
Oh, I'm Emily.
Emily is on her phone.
I'm
I
going to
think.
leave that entire
She got-
delay in as a shame.
She just typed in timwalzeatingcorndog.com to her phone.
Well, for a second, I wanted to make sure that buffalo plaid was the right name for the thing.
Sure.
It is, right? The black and red.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I bow to your fashion expertise.
I just Googled Tim Walz eating corn dog and there isn't anything. And honestly, I think that's a failure of his administration. What are we doing today, Mike?
We're waiting for Tim Walz to take a bite of a sweet ass corn dog.
We're watching a live feed of him holding one, but he refuses to bite it.
It's like those like zoo giving birth videos where it's like a live feed and we're just waiting for him. And that'll mean the pandemic is over. Like
days and days.
when he takes a bite of that corn dog, that means
it's
the
like Groundhog
pandemic
Day
is over.
situation. Every day he wakes up and he looks at the corn dog in his bed that he sleeps with and he thinks about biting it. And the day he does is the day that COVID-19 is over.
All right. We are in the middle of March Madness. We are actually approaching its end because we only have one final week and then we will find the ultimate would you rather question. But this week we are finding the amalgamation of questions coming from the right side of the bracket. So I think we should just dive into those. Our first one, would you rather never have your favorite sweet again or move to someplace different every 30 days?
Ooh, this is a tough one, actually.
Never have my favorite sweet again. That's bad. No more ice cream for Davey. Do not like that. Or have to move to a new place every 30 days, which we have established is me driving around in an RV having a nice time. So I think I know where I stand on this one.
So, David, you got really excited when the possibility of an RV came up.
Oh, yeah.
Could you describe what your ideal RV home is? Because I feel like that was something you were planning on before this question ever even came up.
I think mostly it's got just a lot of posters of Michael Jordan.
Inside or outside?
Outside. That's the siding. I have them all printed onto like that vinyl siding that all of the good RVs have. And the steering wheel's a big basketball. It plays jock jams all the time. I think mostly what I like is small, manageable living spaces. And so even if I didn't have an RV, I am really attracted to the idea of a thing that I can pick up and move in like hours to a day. That makes me excited. That kind of limitation actually makes me excited for like, it's sort of like imposing, what's the word for that? It's like imposing creativity, imposing limitations makes people more happy because you only can choose from a few things instead of choosing from endless things.
You don't have
and
like
being
decision
overwhelmed.
fatigue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if all I can do is what's in my RV or what's in the town I'm living in currently, then I'm just like, all right, what do I have? What are my options? It's not as big of a deal. But if you give me everything in Minneapolis plus every single thing in my house that I've collected, it's like, that's so much. Like, get it all out of here. Put me in a little car that can drive around and has posters of Michael Jordan on the outside.
A little car.
Yeah, just a little car.
I like that I asked you to describe your dream RV. All you told me is posters of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and that's all I care about. Okay, there would be some posters of Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley too.
Okay. Great.
I know how this is going to go. I know what you guys are both going to vote for. And I just want to say, I don't want to move every 30 days. And I would be really, really sad to have to give up ice cream. But I love so many other sweets that it would be okay. So that's where I'm landing. But I know it's probably not going to go my way.
Okay, you know what?
Ooh.
I get how you're feeling, Emily. I think let's explore the flip side of this because last time we talked about our favorite sweet, we kind of picked a general category, and I was thinking maybe that probably makes sense because having to give something up, we don't need to pick one specific thing because that would make it even easier probably. Yeah. But I'm just curious. If you had to pick like your favorite sweet, like maybe even your favorite one-time dessert that you've had in your life, like what do you think you would pick? Like what would that be? Let's say that memory is erased from your life. Like you never had that
and you can never
sweet.
have that thing again.
Yeah, like you never have it and you never had it to begin with.
Wow.
It's gone. It's the monkey's paw where not only can you not have it, it's gone. You can't have it because it never existed.
But you remember somehow. Because otherwise, that's not sad.
That's true. You just feel there's a big hole in your life that you know you're responsible for.
Right. But you don't know what was in it, but you know that there's an impossibly good dessert that was inside
Yeah, and
it.
you can never have it.
Oh, man. That's pretty bad.
What would it be? What do you think it would
I know
be your
exactly
favorite
what it
sweet?
would be.
Oh, go for it, Dave.
Precisely. It is this homemade ice cream that my mom made one time that had peanut butter and coffee in it, I think.
Ooh.
And it was like the thickest, milkiest, juiciest Kind of like Emily thinks a corn dog is, but like
you would
ice
dip
cream.
a corn dog. That's what you would dip a corn dog
Yeah,
in.
that's what I would dip a
It's
corn
ice
dog in.
cream.
That wouldn't be too bad. Dip a corn dog in some ice cream. Not terrible. I'm a fries and the frosty kind of guy, so a corn dog and an ice cream is only a natural step. But I think it's that. It's just the silkiest home whipped ice cream like that. There's nothing better than that. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm gonna say this thing, and it's up there, but I can't. I'm sure I'm missing out some like incredible desserts that I've had, but just like it lives as like a core food memory in my heart is like birthdays as a kid, yellow cake, chocolate frosting, sprinkles, and a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
What kind of sprinkles?
Just like the Jimmies.
Wait.
The Jimmies.
Hold on.
That's what they're called, David.
The Jimmies?
Like
Yeah.
rainbow Jimmies.
That's
Google
what they're
it, David.
called?
Come at me.
That's
and
why-
my Jimmies.
I'm
That's
going
why-
to Google Jimmy's come at me is what you just said.
No.
Okay, that's why another name for a condom is a Jimmy hat, because sometimes people put sprinkles on a condom.
Stop it.
As a fun treat.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because it's like a little explosion of sprinkles.
I mean, I hope they're not exploding out of the condom.
Oh God.
I'm gonna go ahead and warn you, Emily. The first two articles that came up were about how it might be racist to call them Jimmies.
Oh no, really? No, it's good. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually true, though, because it's some people are saying that it might be a rumor. According to legend, Jimmies were created by Pennsylvania candy maker Just Born. Oh, wow, this is a tough one. I don't know. So I think you
I
be
think
the
it's
judge.
safe. I think it would be safer to just say, if it might be racist, let's not do it anymore. So then I guess I don't know what I would call them then, just like the generic sprinkle shape, where it's like
just
the
those
little
regular guys.
teeny little stick shapes, rainbow color. Personally, in my adult life, I really like the, what are they called? Like the non-pareil. They're like a French word. Balls, like the little tiny sprinkle balls.
Ooh, yeah, the sprinkle balls. Oh,
love those.
so fun.
I'm pretty open sprinkle wise. I love a sprinkle.
Pretty open sprinkle wise. That's good. That's good. I hate to keep bringing it back to what I'm apparently fixated on today, but how do you feel about sprinkles on corn dogs?
I do that. Oh, I'd do that for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In fact, let's do it. Oh my God, I just invented a state fair food.
Oh my God.
Do it.
Okay,
Let's
so
do it.
Here's the question then. Favorite sweet, has that changed? Like, has that actual answer, if I answer my favorite sweet, is it just that memory of that chocolate or that peanut butter and coffee like ice cream thing? Or is it still all ice cream? Because that was my answer.
It's that memory, and also any memory you have of your mother. And also
great. And what's the other one? Just to remind everybody, because we've been talking about sprinkles for the last 10 minutes.
The other choice is to move someplace different every 30 days.
See, what's nice about this question now is that I'm not choosing move somewhere every 30 days to avoid having to never leave my city. That's gone. So that the opposite of last time we did this, Would You Rather, is not there anymore. So now all it is, I'm losing my favorite sweet, but I'm not forced into any inconvenient moving situation.
Okay, so
which is kind of nice.
Here's I know we've kind of like, I don't want to play fast and loose with the definition. So
yeah.
I was mostly asking about your favorite sweet memory because I was just curious.
Oh, I see.
Just
I'm
in
fine with
case you
losing
were
memories
wondering,
of my mom. That's great.
Oh, wow. Just in case you were wondering,
I am wondering.
Mine, if I had to pick one, is probably, I feel like maybe I talked about it on this podcast. We were on a family road trip and we like couldn't find anywhere to stop for food. And we finally found a Dairy Queen. And I remember having a Heath Bar Blizzard made with chocolate ice cream. And it was like the best thing. And so even to this day, like that, I mean, there's a lot of good Blizzard flavors, but like that one I will come back to and be like, yes, this is very good. Even though it's probably not the best thing ever, like I would say that's a pretty good one.
Nice.
Okay, well, I think we just need to vote.
I think we do.
Yeah.
We're going to say either favorite sweet or move someplace. Favorite sweet, move someplace. Say one of those choices. Okay.
3,
2, 1.
Favorite
someplace. Oh, Emily,
Yes.
you won. You won David over.
You won me.
You
I'm
won
the
David.
prize.
Come here.
Never have your favorite sweet again.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
okay because there's so many sweets.
So
Even if
many
it's the whole
sweets.
category, there's so
Yeah.
many, baby.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to know something fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been going to bed at a more reasonable time, and Tanner hasn't, even though he should, and he knows he should.
That is
So
fun.
every night I
Shame
go,
him.
I head up to bed, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. Are you going to join me? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there soon. And I'm always like, yeah, right, because he never is. But I don't know. Some night recently, he was like, I'm going to come up by 10:30, and I was like, or else what? And he was like, I don't know. What do you think? And I said, you'll buy me an ice cream cake.
Oh shit.
And he was like, yep, I'll buy you an ice cream cake if I'm not in bed by 10:30.
Or else
And
what?
he wasn't. So he's buying me an ice cream cake this weekend.
I'm so excited for you.
Next question. We're doing another Would You Rather. Would you rather be a monster
Yes.
or have every choice of drink available to you at any moment, but everything is carbonated?
This one's so good.
So you have to either be a monster,
So vague.
or every choice of drink is available, but it's carbonated. And I'm going to say what this means is like, if you choose that one, everything is just carbonated. Like you
Yep.
don't get to choose to not have your favorite drinks.
Yep, correct.
It's just that every drink is carbonated.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Be a Monster. You guys did make it sound fun.
Yeah, right. Monster
and
time.
monsters can still drink uncarbonate
They
coffee.
can and will and should.
Yeah.
Monster is, I think, the joy of Monster. And that is my new book that's coming out in the fall.
The Joy of Monster.
Look for it from Penguin. Is that it's so huge. Not that monsters are huge, but there are so many kinds. There's every kind of monster. There's little tiny monsters that just sort of bug you. There's Godzilla-sized monsters that really take over the whole deal. There's invisible monsters. You could even argue that ghosts are monsters if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I would say ghosts are not monsters.
I would say the D&D handbook says ghosts are monsters.
Well, I mean, what are the options in D&D? You can
Well,
be
they're
a
all
monster.
monsters. They're things you fight.
Yeah,
and they're called
that's-
monsters.
I mean, I guess I think we should do a taxonomy of monsters, maybe
Yeah.
like what makes a monster and not just like a ghost. I guess you're right. Ghost is a little more nebulous because if you're looking at, say, like Japanese folklore, there are ghosts take different forms. Like there's like different ghosts kind of become supernatural monsters. Whereas like a traditional, maybe like European like ghost would just be the spirit of a person. Like, and that's more of like a person, not like, I would say a monster has to be something that is mostly divergent from a person in some way. Like I would say a vampire is a monster, even though it looks like a person, it is very different from life as a person.
Yeah.
Where I guess a ghost does qualify for that, which you're right.
In
Ghosts
way,
are
yeah.
a nebulous
I
category.
think they're on the edge. I think if you really pin me down and you were like, David, decide whether a ghost is a monster, I'd be like,
Is
they're
a ghost
not.
a monster?
A ghost is a ghost. A monster's a monster. I think monster implies a little bit more like Bigfoot style, kind of like usually the word like creature or, a scary thing. Who's to say a haunt of some kind? Like there's a lot of categories. But I think it's still a fun idea, and I still want to be one.
Well, here's the question then. Since Emily seems to be coming around to being a monster,
Yeah.
it is a little hard to define exactly what makes a monster, but what kind of monster would you be if you could be a monster? David, I think I know your answer, but
Oh, yeah. I would be my answer is so fast. It's 10 seconds long. Picture a goblin. That's me. Done.
Yep.
goblin.
Just
Emily, you want to be a
straight up.
goblin?
No, I don't. My first answer is that I want to be the monster that lives under Rihanna's bed in the songs The Monster by Rihanna and Eminem.
Isn't that
because
like...
that's been in my head. Wait, what do you think it's referring to? Something in particular?
I thought the monster was like abuse in that song or something. Like,
Oh no, that's the song where Megan Fox is in the music video. No, this is different. This is
All right.
this is like about like the monster inside of all of us.
Oh, and you want to be that.
that monster.
You want to be inside
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah. But you actually
I'm
want to be
friends
a
with the
physical
monster that's
monster.
under my bed. Get along with the voices inside my head. I want to be the kind of monster that I want to be. I want to be a monster that can shapeshift and like can seem like a pretty little deer in the forest, and then you're like, oh, I want to take a picture, and then like you turn around a corner and I'm like, nope, I'm a giant lizard and I'm gonna eat you.
Lizard? Oh no! Wow, that
sounds like a skinwalker almost, which I realize is tied to like Native American mythology, but like that is a monster, and it is a shape-shifting.
I think it's in like other. I think a lot of cultures have that sort of that like category of monster.
Totally.
Yeah.
The boogity man who lives in the woods. Boogity person. It
can be any gender, baby.
Definitely.
I think, yeah, like now that you say it, I didn't even think about the potential, but I've expressed on this podcast many times that I want to be scary. I think maybe this is my chance. Like, I could be a scary monster. You could be like the
Goblins
Babadook.
can be scary.
Yeah. Has anyone claimed the Babadook yet? Because I could be him.
Oh my gosh.
The Babadook has.
Yeah, the Babadook is claimed being the Babadook.
That's true. That's fair. Maybe I could inherit it. It's like when he dies.
You could be like the David Duke.
Yeah. Baba Dave.
It sounds like David Duke.
I could be David Duke, the famous clan member.
No. That is a human
cool,
monster,
right?
And probably not. Okay, I was going to be Eileen Wuornos, so I guess you can be David Duke.
God damn it. No.
I think if I was going to be a monster, I think I would just be classic, like 80s family comedy Bigfoot. Like I would be like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah. That's kind of the iconic monster to me at first blush. Like when you say, what's a monster? I say, it was a big thing that has a lot of hair and growls and stuff. Mm-hmm. So here's the question though. I think after all that, we should all vote carbonated. It's carbonation time, baby.
You got to go with your heart. I mean, if you want, I mean, you're right. Life is probably going to be easier if you just have to worry about carbonation in your beverage. But this is what I'm saying. It could change your life. And let's say for Emily, like just so you don't have to like lose out on having your child, like your whole family can be monsters too.
Yeah.
Thank
little
you.
monsters.
Yeah, little, big, whatever
Tanner
size.
can be little
She'd
too.
be such a cute monster.
Yeah, especially if she was scary too. Like she'd be shapeshifting, but they'd all be cute versions of what you were shapeshifting into. Oh.
And in every version, she'd be like, pup.
I loved the photo you posted of her getting excited about the rat catcher across the street.
She was. Yeah, she was super excited.
She hates rats. All right, we got to vote.
All right, monster or beverage? 3, 2, 1. Monster.
Yes, we have to.
We're all drinking only Monster energy drinks that are carbonated. That's
that was
votes.
the question, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, here we go. Next question: would you rather, in one sitting, have to eat an entire freshly cut human hand, body temperature, or every 9th time you go to the bathroom, it's in a porta-potty?
This is a real fun one. Both of these are bad. Again, one of them affects your life one time. One of them affects your life for the rest of time.
Well, here's the thing, David.
What?
Well, you can say that. However, I've pooped in a porta potty, and I'll probably do it again no matter what I choose here.
Yeah.
However, I've never eaten a human hand, and I think that would affect the rest of my life because I would know that I had eaten a human hand.
Freshly cut,
psychological, freshly cut.
Right off a person.
Freshly cut off the bone.
Yeah.
That trauma would live with you forever. And the trauma of, I mean, I'm just about now working off the trauma of the worst porta potty I've ever been in that I had to go in this summer, and it was bad, and I still remember it, and I hated it, and it was bad.
Could you share as much as you're comfortable with sharing about that experience?
Yes.
I think it's relevant.
It felt like the air was thick.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So many different scents.
Where was this?
Mainly poop. It was in Rochester. It was in a parking lot by a baseball diamond that a Little League game was going on at. We were meeting up with my in-laws. Yes, I got the winning point.
Nice. Got the winning point. Yeah, baseball.
All of the park buildings were locked, and there was a gas station nearby, which after this experience, we learned to just go to the bathroom at the gas station.
Always.
Put on a mask, in and out. Someone cleans it. This porta potty, it was really bad. It was physically dirty in almost every way you can imagine.
And spiritually dirty.
Yeah.
Morally dirty.
Yeah.
Even so, I would
Damn.
take the risk of having to experience
Yeah.
that sometimes sooner than I would eat a freshly cut human
Okay,
hand even one time.
What if it was guaranteed to be that porta potty?
The question changes to every night time you go to the bathroom, it's in that porta potty.
That
So
porta
like
potty.
that would be terrible. However, people used to live in disgusting poop-filled worlds
And eat
They
their own
did.
before
head.
sewage systems, and like it
Yeah, people-
sucks, and I would hate it. But I would get used to it. You can't get used to the one time you cannibalized uncooked human hand meat.
That's a good
Okay.
point. You can't.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a spin on the question, but it doesn't overrule what it says. What if the hand was your hand?
That's
what if-
worse.
Is that
Yeah.
worse?
Way
than,
worse.
Is that worse than eating someone else's hand? I feel
Yeah,
like it's
because
better to
I
eat
still
your own
have both
hand.
my hands
'Cause
when I
then I
finish
don't
that
have
hand.
a
Yeah,
hand.
but
Yeah.
I don't want to eat someone else's hand.
Oh, please. It's already off their body. It's fine.
Yeah, I would just sort of like assume without confirming that it was like from a dead person
Yeah.
who wanted to donate
Right.
their hand to the
As
Would
I
You
was
Rather
stuffing
wish.
my mouth with that hand, I'd be like, this is from someone I will never meet and have never met. Okay,
See,
bye.
Right. It's
I-
like what non-vegetarians tell themselves every day.
exactly. No, this isn't from a cow. This is from something that died naturally somehow.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it as a magically appearing hand. If it's not a magically appearing hand, it has to either be a hand that I am taking from someone, or I guess a hand from someone that they want to donate it to me.
It just says
I guess-
freshly cut.
Well, I know it says freshly cut, which makes it sound like I had to cut it. And so
No,
like
I don't think that's implied. That's an option, but it's not implied.
No. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking best case scenario.
Yep.
It's like an albatross in the sea
Exactly.
scenario where so they were like, oh, there's no food. Okay, Roy here has to cut off his hand because he drew the short straw. We eat it, then we're rescued, and then like decades later, they make me cut off my own hand because
I
I,
don't
had
think
to
that's a
eat part of his.
best case scenario.
Okay.
That sounds rough.
Okay, David, tell me this then.
Yeah.
In real life, this hand is not magically appearing.
Nope.
What's the best case scenario in which you get a freshly cut human hand to eat? Describe it for me.
All right, I will, and it'll be so obvious that you'll be like, "How did I not see this? The scales have fallen from my eyes."
All right.
We invent lizard syndrome and we inject it in people and it works, but we have to test it on this first patient, and so it's like, well, we got to cut someone's hand off. And so chop. And then they're like, does anyone want to eat this? And the Would You Rather witch is like, I have a plan. I'll feed this to David. So it's fine. And he's going to regrow that hand and I get to eat one.
See that you're inventing
Best case
a
scenario.
world. You're that's basically the magically appearing hand. Like there is no lizard person experiment
Well,
happening.
even then, it's someone that's like ultimate fantasy is to get their hand cut off. That's not magic. They love it.
You know what? Fine.
It doesn't say of your friend because that would be an intensifier. Adam or Rainey, I don't remember who invented this one.
We'll never know.
Yeah, but that person did not include those cruel details. And so I think they are left up to our imagination.
Okay, so I don't think it's magic, but that's okay. Everyone can think about this hand in whatever way they need to. Let's vote.
I'm ready.
Would you rather? And we're gonna say either just hand or potty. You just gotta say one of those things. All right, 3, 2, 1. Potty. Yeah, we're not eating that hand.
No way. The more we thought about it, the more gross it became.
I mean, because I pooped in a porta potty.
Yeah, you don't die. And it's fine. You get used to the life.
All right, we got one more.
Oh my God.
This question is, would you rather gain magical powers through random happenstance, so you're never quite sure what will happen when, or have a prehensile tail?
Ooh, one very concrete, but you have to hide it apparently because that's what Emily thinks.
Guys, don't screw this up for me, okay?
You want that tail. Give me that tail.
Ew.
Okay, yeah, let's do a little pros and cons. The magic powers through random happenstance we chose last time, and I think it's cool. It's very cool, but it could be bad. Those could be negative and hurt people around you because you don't know what's going to happen. A prehensile tail, yeah, you can hurt people around you while you're learning how to use it, learning the ropes, but
Okay.
eventually that ends up being a plus.
I just want to I just want to talk to you guys for a second.
Yeah.
about
Okay,
something.
I'll turn off the podcast.
All right.
Just talk to
Emily
us.
is sitting backwards in her chair. She's put a baseball cap on backwards.
Is that a Bible?
Tails. Let's talk about tails.
Okay.
Good tails. Squirrel,
Veggie tails.
dog, cat. They're soft. They're fluffy.
Yeah.
Bad tails. Rat. Here's why. Fur. Fur makes a tail kind of cute, fluffy. A naked skin tail is not cute. It is like a big bony finger sticking out of your butt. It's alien. It's kind of like a nasty, icky, floppy flesh tube.
Yep.
No.
I
Okay.
didn't want to say when we were having the episode because we had already talked about Roald Dahl a lot, but that is what the magic finger is about.
The magic finger is just a finger that grows in place of a tail. Emily, it's true that if this tail was a skin tube, it would look kind of freaky. But
Yeah, a little
I guess
bit.
when I hear the phrase prehensile tail, I think of a monkey's tail, which is covered in fur. Now, granted, we are not covered in fur like monkeys are, but I think more like, what if, I'm just going to throw this out there, what if there's some leeway here and you could have a monkey tail that has like some nice fur on it that's the
Could
same
you
color
design
as
your
your hair.
own? Could you
Yeah, you
pick
get to
your
design
own?
your own.
You get to
tail?
choose in the character creation engine.
Okay.
You get to choose your own tail.
I do really like how a squirrel's tail could also double as like a pillow or bed for them.
That's so nice, right?
I don't know if that's how they use it, but like I like that idea, and it could be like it just looks cozy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They definitely do use them as pillows, by the way.
Cool.
That's
See,
so
that sounds
cool.
great. However, still no. I want magical powers even if I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
well,
That's awesome.
now granted, and like I don't want to twist the question too much, but like David
Don't
did
you
bring
do
up the
it.
point that it says you gain magical powers through random happenstance. You're never quite sure what will happen when. So it seems to imply not only do you gain the powers randomly, but the powers are also kind of random. Like you don't
Yeah,
quite
totally.
know. Like what if you're like Cyclops where you suddenly have laser eyes, but you can't control them and you're just lasering through everything you're looking at?
Still
like
a cool
that would
power,
be really
but you gotta get special glasses, and his look
Yeah.
real dumb, so you could get some much better glasses than those.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's way worse than a weird looking tail.
Yeah, you could laser through Tanner.
I feel like there is more of a chance to find the good in a magical power than there is in a tail that would mainly just make science and annoying strangers really interested in you.
That is an unfortunate side effect. You are very right about that.
I mean,
magic
there-
powers also, probably, to be fair.
Yeah, but
Well-
I feel like those would be easier to hide.
Or get away from evil government people.
Oh, with your
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah, like the
you
X-Men
never
are
know
always
what will
doing
happen. I feel like magic powers that you never know what will happen sound really hard to hide in a very sitcom-y way. Like you're in the middle of a mall and you're like, this cheeseburger's so good. And you have this moment of ecstasy and then your hair starts on fire and you have to like hide it under a bushel and run out of the mall crying while all your friends laugh. And they're like, why did
But
Emily's
isn't
hair
the
catch on
idea-
fire?
Oh my God.
That was pretty
Isn't
vivid,
the
huh?
idea, isn't something implied by the way that one is phrased that like you do learn as time goes on? It's
Yeah,
not like
no,
you're
I-
just forever
No,
flummoxed.
Yeah, because the question originally was you either study to learn the powers or the powers that you gain the powers through random happenstance. You're never quite sure what will happen when. You're never quite sure. So you can kind of like learn and hopefully not damage anyone you love too badly, or light a cheeseburger on fire. So it's not completely uncontrolled like bursts of power. I think we're good. I'm ready to vote.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say powers or tail. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Tail.
No, I want the powers.
Yes.
The tail's
Yes.
so bad.
David, here's the bright side. Maybe your power will be a tail.
I could
There's
have it
nothing,
be that.
nothing in the rule book that says your power can't be a tail.
We'll decide in the final round.
We'll decide in the final round. And that is going to be our next last episode. And I'll say that again. It's going to be our next episode, which will be our last March Madness episode.
Next to last episode.
Not our next last
What does that mean?
So yes, we have done it. We have narrowed it down to a few more questions, which we'll get into next week. Submit your guesses for what we've come up with. We'll be giving out prizes next week for who knows what category.
Yeah.
Participation, coolest costume, most awesome comment on our Facebook page.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Okay, David, no questions asked?
No questions asked. I have a would you rather for you based on our discussions today. Would you rather the only thing you're ever able to drink be uncarbonated Monster energy drinks, or have to move a Porta-Potty every 30 days without a vehicle?
Okay, let's count it down. We got Monster energy drinks. We got moving a Porta-Potty. 3, 2, 1.
Monster energy drinks.
Monster energy drinks.
Yeah, chug it
Emily,
up.
you're going to move the Porta-Potty?
It's the
She's gonna
only
do
thing you
it.
can drink?
Okay,
I don't want to move a Porta-Potty.
Stop talking. Goodbye.
I'm marching, cause I'm gonna
Theme music by Jaden James and the Hunger. Logo by Christian Hagen. Edited by David Gucci. If you want more of our hypothetical content, join our Facebook group or like our posts on Twitter or Instagram, or give us some stars and a review on iTunes or wherever the heck you get your podcasts. Do you want me to call you Grapefruit God? Is that cool or is it bad?
No, I think you should start. I think it's high time, frankly.
It's a high time. 420, as they say.
420. What a thing.